Hello, welcome to another Veldboom Studios episode. And in this Future Friday, I will basically tackle another issue, which is going to be this time basically how will we design buildings in the future and how can they be also optimized. So for that, I'm using SolidWorks and I'm using like Topology Optimization tools to kind of shape with AI and computers the most optimized and efficient shape that could be 3D printed. And then we kind of will use some experiments with maybe some concrete 3D printing in the future to kind of hopefully get this type of building realized within the neighborhood of Southeast Amsterdam. So we're going to take the first step into that direction. Let's get into the software. So here you can basically see that I'm starting off with the basic design and the shape that I want the floor plan to have for the base level. And with that, I wanted to have it at a certain scale. So I think at the moment it is about like 25 meters wide and 25 meters across too. So that will kind of allow you to have a base floor plan that is pretty big, where you can store some stuff and also build a couple of the cars and store some of the printers. So here you can also see that I designed the top level where the kind of the cone shape that I wanted to achieve. Because also if it is like thinner at the top than it is at the bottom, then it is easier to 3D print because the overhang will kind of support itself in a way. And so that will kind of, it's also like a strategy used in 3D printing. So then I also made these guide pads along with it to kind of curve it in the way that I wanted it to. And then I also wanted to have a skylight. So I also knew already that the force that I wanted to apply wouldn't be on the complete top surface, but only on the top section. And then I could take it into the SolidWorks simulation tools to kind of use the topology optimization scan. There are like way better tutorials on the internet about their process if you want to find them, but it's a really helpful tool, especially if you want to use it for 3D design and printing. So here you see like I've used a couple of different iterations to kind of figure out and find the shape that I needed. And then I kind of placed it and exported it to Unreal Engine, which is a little bit of a more like a harder process than I made it look in the video. Because I needed to find out the right file size and format to kind of export it in. And then here I was able to kind of drag it into the virtual neighborhood that I'm actually from in the southeast of Amsterdam, to kind of place it in a location where I think it would be cool to have such a place. And then I started to make the floors and also the lighting and the different materialization, I should say. And also kind of what I want the thesis of the whole building to be and how I want it to look and feel. So I just wanted to make sure that it doesn't remind you of anything you maybe have seen before. So therefore all of these organic shapes and different materials and building blocks, I kind of really wanted to set it apart from things that I usually see or observe. So hopefully I achieved that, but also with this, it's not like going to be the full version of this building, because also with that being said, like the further purpose of this building is actually to have it built eventually, but also to virtually showcase all of the ideas and the plans that we are hoping to present in these coming weeks and months following. So also with all of these Future Friday ideas that I have, I will kind of virtually host them from this location. So also within the video game, you will already be able to explore it, and this will then become like our Veldboom Studios headquarters in a way. And then here you can also see like with the 3D printers and all of the things that I'm kind of sectioning within the building, that I will be able to damn near showcase all of my ideas and ideations that I could have. So also on the top level, that which you could just see where I was at, will be like a sort of a kitchen area where we can hang out and have food and stuff, have lunch when we need it. With that being said, I still need to go get some groceries again. But I can still kind of visualize and build upon the ideas that I have to make sure that everything becomes clear, also to communicate to other people of what my actual goal is and what I'm trying to accomplish with all of this, and also what it could do for the youth in the southeast. So here you can also see that for some of the materials, I'm also using like Quixel Bridge within Unreal Engine 5 to kind of make sure that it kind of has the quality that I wanted to have. And I'm using a lot of the lumen lighting and all of the ray tracing abilities and all of that stuff, so it's very cool to be able to really quickly like put together a building this way. But within the future, I will be designing all of these furniture pieces myself to kind of also get the same effect with the optimized structure that you have, the exterior of the building, to also kind of shine through to the furniture, that everything just is like material minimized and has the least amount of material is needed for the actual component to exist. So all of those ideas will then kind of also replace the current furniture that's in there, but then we will also present those in like future Friday episodes where we have like a furniture episode where I'm using also the same methods that I'm using for the building itself to kind of create different structures in the furniture with 3D printed pieces to kind of combine everything, you know, in the same way I kind of build the frame of the car. So here you can see that I'm building the office, which I would like to have myself, and also with the combined employee spaces and everything, you know. So I'm kind of combining a lot of the different assets that I already had collected in Unreal Engine, and just seeing what I can place in these different spaces, and then I'm just dropping them as much as possible in there, and then just later figuring out how to organize it and how I would want to decorate it too. So some levels will be like more detailed than others while you're seeing this video happening, but just kind of know that this is a little bit of my process of just envisioning the end product that I want to have, and then seeing what I have to kind of gradually build up to that place. But also with what I said, like all of these furniture pieces, like I will eventually replace them with my own that I've already started designing too. But for this whole Future Friday episode, I basically want to present Veldboom Studios headquarters. And this will be the place where we kind of make sure that we have all of the facilities we need to develop every component, have racks with 3D printers set up to kind of be our own production facility. And also to kind of make some sort of inventory list of all of the things that we still need in real life also to kind of be able to accomplish what we want to accomplish. Because all of these different individual objects, I would be able to kind of place a price tag on them to then also see what the investment would kind of need and would be required to actually get to a place where we can accomplish something like this, you know. So that is for me also very important. It's to kind of be able to know what I'm gradually building towards. And then at the same time, also like finding the people to fill all of these spaces, because that is also what this is going to be, is like the office where multiple of the people that I'm already working with can come to work, and within the neighborhood to kind of create everything, you know. And so that is kind of like the whole process of visualizing this is actually not only like making sure that I already know where I want to go to and how I can grow if there is opportunity for me to grow, but also just to generally like manifest the vision that I have and be able to communicate that with the people that could kind of help make that come to a reality, you know. So that is kind of like the whole process of this. So this, what I'm building right here, will become like the showroom area where we can display like the cars that we have and how they will turn out to look and what interior options you have and all that type of thing. And that will kind of then allow you to also see what options there are for verification, for not verification, what do you call that? Specifications that you could have the colors in and all of that. So that would be very important to us to be able to really communicate this whole vision that we have. And yeah, I really feel like it wouldn't take me like too long to actually be able to build something like this. So here you can also see like the entertainment room where we have like a couple of games set up, where we can have like, if there are like late nights like I'm here today, where we could just kick back and you know, have release a little bit to have some fun. And actually also upwards from here, I will have like a kitchen setup where I can actually also like have dinner and just eat properly instead of having to be like all over the place with it, you know, like not having the right food and stuff. So that is also what you were able to see there. What you can also see in the background here is basically like a demo project that Unreal had made already for a factory. So I'll be also taking a lot of the components out of here to kind of fill in the rest of the space that I need. But here I can take you guys through my own level. And this is also like a smaller component, like one of the scale model versions that we actually have of the car. But you can also see like the red one in frame right here. So basically what we have here is a digital twin of our neighborhood here in the southeast of Amsterdam. And I'm actually from a neighborhood that's a little bit further here, but I kind of wanted to make this part first because this bicycle lane would just be amazing for video games to have. Because I can already like drive in here, and we're also now working on setting up the AI for the self-driving cars and stuff, where we can actually like you know, like have the cars racing themselves, but also make it competitive, so you can race against them, you know. So if I now press on play, you can also see like the sounds and the skid marks and stuff coming from these self-driving cars, but they can find their like proper orientation with this season. So they're still like kind of driving around all over the place, not really like figuring it out, but you can hear them, you can kind of like see that they're trying to drive, but they need to figure out still the path to follow and stuff like that, you know. So that's a little bit annoying, but we're gonna fix those errors, as you can also see here on screen. But then further in the neighborhood, we have some open space. There are actually like playgrounds and stuff there in real life, but not to say that I want to replace them, but just to fill up the empty space that I have in the video game at the moment, so I can take the building and place it anywhere. But basically I wanted to have like the building where I could 3D print it out of concrete, and also use the latest technology with AI to kind of help design it. So basically within the previous video, the screen recording that you saw, I did design kind of the outer shape, the proportions, kind of how I want it to be, like from my designer's perspective. But then I used the AI to kind of optimize that shape into the most optimum one it could be, to kind of maximize the building you could make with the minimum amount of materials, the strongest construction, and all that type of stuff, you know. So this would be a very lightweight construction relative to the size of the building, but still being able to maintain all of the functions that I needed to perform. So you can see like the sun coming up in the east there, and then as soon as it kind of reaches its highest point at around like, let's say 2 o'clock, and then there's like a majority shade coming inside. I could actually like rotate it a little bit better now that I'm watching it, but at least you can kind of see where I'm going with it, that you can place the buildings in a way where it also makes sense with the area where you're from, with the accurate like solar precisions and everything, you know. So that is kind of what we wanted to have. I kind of was a little bit of embarrassment, but you know, we'll make it work. So here we have a bunch of different racks with also the 3D printers, where we can like continuously have our factory going, and also then have the benches here to kind of clear off the spur materials, and to kind of make all of the parts where we need them to kind of ship them out, and be able to also label them and for the customer deliveries. But then we also have some racks set up where we only take like 3D prints that we need ourselves, and then we can set up like a factory environment here where we can take like basically all of the tools that we would need to actually develop these cars and all of that, you know. So that is what we will build here gradually, and that is the first level. So then here I will basically make like a rotating chair, a rotating staircase I should say, that will kind of go up to these different levels, and then on the next level here above it, we will have like a marble floor level where there are like our desk setup basically. So here we have space for 8 people to kind of work on the video games with us, and the different designs and all that type of stuff. And then here we also have multiple spaces for people to kind of work, to kind of you know, house all of the employees that I would kind of need to fulfill all of the ideas that I have, you know. And then this would be my personal space where I could then design the stuff, and then also have like the mic setup for the videos that I would be making about all the projects and stuff, you know. And then here we have like an area where we can monitor, or where people can like share their screens to kind of, you know, see what progress has been made and how we can kind of take the next steps. And then here we have like a conference room where we can like have meetings about whatever we would kind of need. And you know, those are like the type of things that I would like to, that I aspire to kind of have this facility, you know. And then here on the next level above, we kind of have like a kick-out area where we can play different games, and I will have like a couch and a sofa set up here. You can play, shoot like some darts and stuff, and also have like a quiet space where you can chill out with these chairs and stuff, have like a book to read. So that is kind of like more for a leisure floor. And then above that, we will have like a dinner space set up where there's like a full kitchen, where we can take like also some of the vertical farming installations that we will have here on the bottom floor. I will have like walls here set up with different arrays of planter pots and all of that, where we can grow like food against the walls in the building. And then all of the vegetables that we grow there, we'll be able to kind of take them here and to kind of have the cooks then prepare them into meals for us, that we have like proper nutrition throughout the day. So that is also something that I'm really looking forward getting into way more than I have been doing so far. and that will kind of also allow me and enables me to make the whole oxygen levels within the building better, and also with the ventilation and the air quality, for all of that stuff, you know. So that is one of the things that I'm really like looking forward and really like producing in real life. The vertical farming installations, that is. So I still have some work to do. I need to make like the staircase. I need to make like a real entrance with a door and stuff to kind of figure out how we'll also enclose this and keep the floors afloat and stuff. But this is just like a showcase of what the intention is and what the future Friday Veldboom Studios kind of will look like in the next coming years. And also with that, like, I want to tackle like a couple of issues that I also need to foresee and also be ready for. With these printers, I'm using a whole lot of energy, and also I'm becoming like a big reducer of plastic and also plastic waste, because with these printers, there's also like a percentage of every single print that you need to kind of rip off of it. So basically I needed to print this small car for a customer, but also with it I have like support materials that came off of it, and this is like maybe half of the support material needed to kind of print this item, you know. And all of that material kind of goes to waste. So I also need to figure out a method of recycling like field prints and support material, all that type of stuff, because I just want to make sure that I'll be using technology in a proper way, which would be to solve also problems instead of adding on to the problems that we also already have. So also with 3D printing, I want to get into 3D printing devices that can actually generate power through like wind turbines and different methods of generating like air pressure differentials, and having like turbines that will benefit from that and be able to spin and generate electricity that way, you know. So there's different like methods of kind of getting into that, but I will research those and kind of get more into it as I go, and as I also have more printers going here. But that is like one of the things that I'm looking into. And also for the recycling plastic, I'm also looking into buying like bigger scale, larger major 3D printers that I could then have like the 3D print with like a granulate nozzle, and that is like a nozzle that doesn't use the filament that I regularly use with the thin like 1.75 millimeter thin extrusion profile, but you can just feed it like pellets and it will squeeze it automatically and then layer it and 3D print it in like a larger scale, you know. So I'm thinking also about getting like these recycling machines where I can take like all of my old filament and put them through a machine and kind of use them again. But I'm also looking into different methods of maybe having like a collaboration with Ocean Plastic or Ocean Cleanup, my bad, where the plastic that they collect from the ocean, we could then use to turn it into a 3D printable material that make it way more sustainable, you know. But also with that being said, 3D printing is not like the worst case scenario to use plastic, because we are printing like single-use objects. Something that I 3D printed is kind of meant to be there forever, and plastic doesn't rust, plastic doesn't degrade that way. So actually for these objects, it is a pretty good material, but still they're oil-based and they aren't like you know, still very sustainable and everything. So we still want to have a positive impact and like even like a consciousness about how we kind of attack those things, and still think about them while we're trying to also become a successful business, you know. So yeah, that has been good. I'm gonna get some food and then get back to the office to kind of edit this portion of the video as well, and then yeah, I'm gonna see you guys in the next coming videos. This has been another Veldboom Studios present Future Fridays. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye. And also please make sure to subscribe to the channel, by the way. I would really appreciate it. It helps us out a whole lot. We got a lot more cool content coming. Peace.